Hey everybody, how you doing? Welcome back to the Stay True Committed podcast. I'm your host, Karen Oliver, and I am the owner. And we're just jamming a little bit right now. I know some of us are getting off work, or some of us may still be working. But when you get time, I want you to come in and listen to this episode 91. Okay. Hey guys, how you doing? Just had to throw in, some upbeat music for you guys. I hope you guys are doing well today. I hope you guys are doing well. This is your host, Karen Oliver, Coach Karen Oliver. Stay True Committed podcast is powered under my brand WCD Coaching Incorporated, which stands for Women Committed to Dreams. If you've been following me since 2020, then guess what? You already know. For those of you don't know, that is who I am. And I serve women. I help women to commit, activate, and manifest their purpose, their life purpose, and their health and their business goals and business ideas as well. And so that is who I am. And we are back with another episode. Again, you guys, if you heard the last episode on last week, we were discussing the journey. We're going to be talking about the journey going into the beginning of July as well. We're going to be talking about the journey. What have you been doing? Remember, you guys, we talked about what have you been doing in these last 6 months? Okay, we're still in the 6 months. What have you been doing? And what are you going to do? And what are you going to continue to do to get you to the next 6 months? Okay, what are you going to do? Because this 6 months right here determines your next 6 months. And so we want to make sure that we're cautious. So this is the journey. What? The journey part two, you guys. And next week, drum roll. I guess that's not a drum roll. But anyway, drum roll. We may, and we keeping our fingers crossed, we may have a professional guest come live with us on the Stay True Committed podcast to talk about their journey. What does their next 6 months look like? And they're also going to give some advice to our listeners and our audience out there to give them advice on what to do next. Last week, we recorded with our Wisdom family. Um, we have a Wisdom app, and the Wisdom app name is Karen underscore Stay True Podcast. If you're not following the Wisdom community and you don't have the app downloaded, download that Wisdom app because there's a lot of professionals on there, a lot of teachers, a lot of coaches, a lot of therapists, a lot of entrepreneurs and business owners. They give so much great advice. And guess who's the top mentor? I'm also on there again, like I said, as Karen underscore Stay True Podcast. I actually launched when the app launched. I was actually given the app to go ahead and get started. So, and there's also some great conversations as well under me. But make sure you check out everybody else too. So download the Wisdom Family. We actually recorded the podcast live with our Wisdom family as well as our YouTube subscribers. YouTube is under Karen Oliver. That's me. We had fun recording. And so, guys, we're back. We're back here live this week with a new episode. I hope you guys' week has been going good so far. And so, this is the journey part two. So, in the journey part one, we talked about what does your next 6 months look like. I shared what I've been doing for my 6 months and what I plan to do and how I see my next 6 months going before 2023 comes in. So the question that you have to ask yourself, and like I said, you have to look at, okay, what have I been doing this 6 months? And remember, you guys, I said last week that we was in the second week of June. Okay, this week we're in the third week of June. Guess what? June is still not done yet. It's still not over. So whatever you missed or whatever you haven't done, you can go back and you can do that. Keep that in mind. You can go back and you can do that. Whatever you missed, whatever you're saying, oh, I forgot to do this or I wanted to do this, you still have time because guess what? June ain't over yet. June is not over. And because June, you guys, we're in the 6 month. And the next 6 months, starting in July, is going to determine what you're going to do, how you're going to be, how you're going to delegate, how you're going to be able to see your manifestation of your goals and your purpose and your dreams come to pass, because that's going to define what you're going to do. And so, like I said, if you've missed something, or if you feel like you just haven't had enough time, or if you did do something, if you did do your homework, if you did do your research, if you did make the first steps in your goal setting, and you're saying to yourself, I need to go back. I need to go back because this didn't work. Okay. If you've done that, if you tried the first thing, it did not work out, and then you need to pivot and turn, pivot and turn, and do it again and say, hey, let's see what's going to work next. Because after all, I'm not giving up on my dream. Say it with me. I'm not giving up on my dream. I'm not giving up on my purpose. I'm not giving up on my goal. I'm not giving up on my life. No way, no how. And so that's what you have to affirm to yourself daily. So look back, look in your journal, look at your whiteboard, whatever you have in front of you. When you're laying down at night, and when you're, just say when you're in your quiet times, or like I say, you can be laying in the bed and you haven't even felt fallen asleep yet. And you can be thinking about some things that um, you forgot to write down, or some things that you forgot to try, um, especially within your goal setting. And you start thinking of more ideas and additional ideas. So if you're not asleep yet, get up, whatever piece of paper, if your journal or your whiteboard is not near you, write them down. But don't just write them down. Keep in mind and put on a timer, or put on a time clock. When you wake up in the morning, your alarm goes off. Remember, well, hey, I gotta do this, I gotta do that, but guess what? I gotta fit these ideas in that I just thought of, and I need to try this to see if this gonna work, because that other thing I tried didn't work. So let me pivot and let me change some things and let me try this. And if I see that something else is not adding up, guess what? I'm going to find resources and I'm going to get some help. Sometimes, most times, let me just back up. Most times we need somebody else's input, somebody that we can trust, somebody that we are confident in, someone who sees our vision just like us, someone who sees our purpose just like us. Again, you guys, I say this and I mean it. And I'm not saying it just to be saying it. And you guys know I say this too. I'm not saying this because I'm a coach. But if you do not have a mentor, even if you haven't invested in a coach yet, do you have a mentor? Because to be honest, 9 times out of 10, your mentor is going to be your coach. 9 times out of 10, because they parallel, they go together. It's a little, I mean, you have some different structures in a mentorship program than you may have in a coaching program, because everybody does their niche differently. But like I said, if you've tried several things and you may not can't figure what that problem is, you may need somebody to help you narrow that problem down. Like I mean, that person can help you get a solution to your problem, if you get what I'm saying. Because sometimes, yeah, sometimes I mean, most times it's good to do things on our own and get our feet wet and try things. But if we're missing something, we need that advice. We need that accountability. We need to just hear that one word that goes off like a light bulb, in that aha moment. Ah, why did I not think of that? Why you may not have thought of that, because you got a lot going on. You got, most of us are parents. Then some of us, we still work a 9 to 5. We're in the corporate world, we're in the healthcare world. Not only that, we have outside organizations that we're in. And so sometimes we can have a brain overload. We can have a brain overload, and we need that help. We need that accountability. and we need someone to just say the word that we just can't really think of. Yeah, it may have crossed our mind before, right? But because we have a brain overload and we're doing so much, we really didn't, think of what that mentor, what that coach just shared with us. It's not saying that you never would have thought of it. It's in the back of your mind, but because you have a brain overload of so many things that we're doing now, we just didn't think of it. And sometimes you just need that push. There's nothing wrong with just needing that push. So what I'm saying is that July is only a week away. And so you need to really knuckle down, and you really need to buckle down and be like, wait a minute, let me look at my list. Let me look at um my goal planner, my goal setting planner. Let me look at my notes. Wherever you jot your notes down, go back and look at your business plan. Um, go back at it and be like, what is something that I need to update? And I already know something that I need to update. I mean, it just comes naturally because when your brand is your baby. And when you have business ideas, whether you started or you're in the process or you haven't begun to start, but you got all the ideas and everything together, many times you're going to always tweak that business plan. You're going to always go back and put something down on it. You're going to always add. There are some things that you're going to have to take away from it. But be ready, you guys, for this next 6 months. July is a week away. Be ready so you can define what the next 6 months is going to hold. Um, Stop being scared. Don't let fear hold you back from trying things. And like I said, if it doesn't work and you just can't get it, it's okay. Get you someone that can hold you accountable and that can give you the advice or the recommendation that you need. Especially when you express and you explain that you tried this and you tried that. And like I said, going back to it, you may not have thought about it because you just have a brain overload. But if you just can't get it together, get you somebody that is going to give you that advice and hold you accountable. Someone that a coach or a mentor that is going to listen to you. They're not going to overtalk you and tell you what they can do for you, but someone that's going to listen to you and intake your vision, intake your purpose, and is going to believe and be confident in it just as you are. But make sure you're confident in it as much as they are, because they're there to help guide you. But you got to be the main ultimate person that says, I want this and I see this vision and I know it's going to come to pass. You got to see it before they see it. You don't want them to see it and then you don't see it. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes we do get like that. So, like I said, you guys, it's coming. July is a week away. And so these next 6 months needs to define what you are trying to conquer before 2023 comes in. And, leave feedback, leave comments, share your ideas. If you got questions or you just need recommendations, feel free to leave your feedback in the comments. Feel free to email me, which I'm going to leave my email. Feel free to ask questions. That's another problem that we forget to do too. When we're brainstorming, when we're brainstorming, and when we're um, in the process of um, in our journey, when we're in the process of our journey, our purpose, our long-term goal, our destiny, our dream. When we're in that process, we try to do so much. We try to do so much and cram so much in, and we forget to ask questions. Ask others questions, especially someone who knows. There's a lot of people who don't know what you think they know, but they can't read your mind. So open your mouth and ask questions so you can get started. And if you've already gotten started, you saying, hey, I need to go back and I need to redo this, but I need some help, brainstorm and say, hey, who is it that I know that is confident that I can share my vision with, that I can share my goal with? I'm someone that can help me or someone who can help me stay accountable. You got to know who that exact person is. And you got to be very strategic and you got to be very careful of who you choose because this is your vision and this is your life. So I hope this helps you guys. This is the journey part two. And next week, you guys, I'm going to surprise you. We will definitely have another episode. So we're going to surprise you. We may have a professional guest. I'm not going to spill the beans, but you guys, once we get closer, I will definitely be sharing on my feed who will be coming on the podcast to share their journey with you guys and to give you guys some more tips and some more advice. And we're here and we're ready. And I hope you guys are ready for the next 6 months, just like I am. So until then, you guys be safe and we will hear back from you guys on the Stay True Committed podcast. Bye.